tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay, so tell me, do you all have any questions that you would like to discuss?
I have not received any new questions, Bhikshuni Mahan sir. Can we do a little bit of meditation this morning? Is that possible?
Okay, we can. What meditation means is that you learning to relax and then you relax and then purify the mind. So now I hope you know how to do it. There's so many methods of relaxing. So one of the easiest way to relax is to exercise the breath. So if you exercise your breath, then it will stimulate and down regulate the stress response, and then it will stimulate the relaxation part and it will relax the body. Then when it's relaxed, you feel very comfortable and calm. So when you are calm, it's so easy to watch your mind, what's happening in there. So when the mind is calm, and you can see what's happening in the mind, you can pick and choose. So now you know you are not to allow the unwholesome to linger around, or you are not to entertain. So if you see any unwholesome thought, any kama vitarka, vyapada vitarka, hinsa vitarka, you are to take it away. Straight away, kick it out. And how you do it, we have discussed so many methods. As in the Vitakka Santana Sutta or in other suttas. And then it's your duty to keep your mind pure without allowing the unarisen, unwholesome thoughts to arise. Then at the same time, we need to develop the good thoughts, the wholesome thoughts. So either you can choose to develop any of the what do you call the Samatha Kamatahan or the Chaturarakkana Bhavana, Buddhanusati, Mettanusati, Asubhanusati, Marananusati. You can choose anything, any of them. Or if you're already familiar with practicing the Yoniso Manasikara, if your mind is calm, you can look into your experience, how the experience come to be and what happens afterwards. How this experience is in the nature of Anicca Dukkha Anatta. And as a result of that, how it is netam mama, neto hamasmi, neto attati. There's no essence to be recognized, so there is no essence. So there's no point in holding on to anything, and you can't even call I, you, me, you, myself, or anything. Apart from we do that to our body, to the senses, to what we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, there's no such entity in here. So when you practice like that, you will come to the realization whether there is such thing as a capital I me or myself, or whether there is a body and senses and seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and activity. So if you start to see this, the way you look at your experience about what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, what you think will change. So we'll not get carried away with the pleasing, pleasant sensations or with unpleasant feelings. Normally we get carried away by the pleasant feelings and unpleasant feelings. But when you see the reality, then you won't get carried away. So there won't be any desire, any hatred, so you will feel very calm. That calmness, you can go a bit more deeper, and you can even look into the root of things. So when you develop this yoniso manasikara, the vijja will appear and the avidya will disappear. So all the chemical reactions will disappear, all the tensions in the muscles will disappear, your whole body will be very relaxed, calm and peaceful. And you'll be very content with this, so you'll be very happy. So this is where we need to go. Meditation means it's not something that we really can do in a group, but it is something that a teacher can point out, guide, and you all have to do it. So what we can do, we can practice some breath exercise, deep breathing exercise like the Wim Hof method. There is many methods, but Wim Hof method is one of the good ones. So hope you have the one that I have sent you long time ago. Have you got a Wim Hof method that you can play so we can follow the Wim Hof's guidelines?
I will find it.
So what you have to do, sit back and relax and keep your back straight. Keeping your back straight is very important. Then close your eyes and then we take deep breaths. So this Wim Hof methods, what it involves, it really quickly taps into your vagus nerve and then relaxes us. So what we do is we take long deep breaths and long out breaths. Long deep breath and deep exhalations. So you do it continuously for about 1 minute. Then after about a minute, after you exhale, you pause there. For about, depending on which clip they will put, sometimes some clips they start with half an hour breath hold, some clips 1 hour, 1 minute, sorry. 1 minute, so like that. So let's say we hold our breath for 1 minute. Then before you breathe in again, after you holding onto your breath, before you breathe out, you take a deep breath in again quickly. Then you hold on to it for 15 seconds. Then you breathe out, we go back to the second cycle. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out deeply. And then after about a minute, after we expel, that's it. We hold on to the breath. Then after about 1 minute breath hold, we breathe in again straight away. Then only we breathe out. So Wim Hof will guide you. Normally there is about 3 rounds. Then after that you can see the effect. So sit with your back erect. If possible, sit on the ground. The best position to keep your back erect is cross-legged. But if you can't, never mind. You keep your back straight as much as you sit comfortably. We'll do few rounds of this, about 3 rounds, okay?
Okay, Vishnu.
All right, you can.
Okay, with your mind, follow your breath. Go on, go on. Fill up your belly, your chest, everything you got. Fully in. Letting go. Go on, go on. Fill up your belly, your chest, everything you got. Fully in. Letting go. Relax. Fully in. Then you let go. Fully in. Letting go. It's all alright. Fully in. Letting go. Here is the meditation. Here's the going deep. Even people meditating for years are not able to go as deep as we will go now. And go. Go with the flow. Like the sea. Waves getting to the shore. Then letting go. And there it comes again. Fully and letting go. Go on, go on. Fill up your belly, your chest, everything you got. Fully in. Letting go. If you're light in your head, loose in your body, tingling, it's all alright. Breathe into it. Breathe into it. Intensify. Whatever you feel is different. We are charging up the body. We want to go into the depth. We are charging up the body. Letting go. Relax. Fully in. Then you let go. Fully in. Letting go. It's all alright. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Relax. Fully in. Then you let go. Fully in. Letting go. It's all alright. Fully in. Letting go. Seven more. Fully in. Let it go. Fully in. Let it go. Fully in. 4. Fully in. 3. Fully in. the exhalation.
Breathe out. Okay, Pita, you can stop this one. Let the breath settle into its natural rhythm. Just let the breath settle into its natural rhythm and relax. Relax. Now purify your mind. Pay attention to within. Be like an observer, like if someone is standing on the pavement and watching the street or the traffic go by. Be like that. Let the breath come and go, but you stand out and you just become an observer. And whatever the thoughts, let them come and go. You become a bystander. So most of the time it will be unwholesome thoughts that visiting you. Don't entertain them. The way they came, they will go back. If you like, you can consciously develop a good thought. Like sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatva. Okay, slowly you can bring your awareness to the present moment. Bring your awareness to the breath. Take a few deep breaths, breathe in deeply, then breathe out. Breathe in deeply, then breathe out. Take a deep breath. Hold on to your breath. Let's breathe out slowly. Let's pause your breath. Again, let's take a slow, deep breath, counting from 1 to 6. Take a deep, long in breath. Hold on to your breath. Now look into your mind. How do you feel? Before, how did you feel and how do you feel now? Compare it. If you have relaxed and you purified your mind, you should feel really good, comfortable. See, you can see the karma phala vipaka. Then you can breathe out slowly. Let the breath settle into its natural rhythm and you can bless the whole world. Wish may all beings be well, comfortable, peaceful and happy. And then slowly you can open your eyes. Okay, it's time to wake up.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Hope you all didn't go to sleep. Anyway. Okay. Now you can ask questions. Is there anything you would like to ask?
Anybody, please unmute and ask questions. Bhikshuni Mahansa, when you do when I did these long breaths and in and out breath, and especially when you hold, there's like that rush of blood or whatever. You feel the pulse in the head region. So you bring the attention to that point. What you do is still.
Wherever the attention goes, it's okay. It shows that it is activating, it's stimulating the body, the nerves. It's affecting the blood flow. You know, a lot of our problems today is due to blood not flowing properly, the oxygen not being carried properly because we are so sedentary. Blood doesn't flow properly and the cells don't get oxygen and nutrition. So that's why these exercises are very important. So breathing is also a type of a exercise we do that can relax and at the same time that it can help to, there's a heart rate variability. So it can do that. So then when the heart rate varies, it activates certain systems. It stimulates the vagus nerve, it stimulates that relaxation pathways and like that. So hope you can feel that. So this is all normal. You just watch it. So you can start. This is actually the advanced one. So you can start with Wim Hof test for the beginners, the intermediate, whatever. So where you get to hold on to your breath for 30 seconds first, then 1 minute, then 1.5 minutes, like that. So it's good if you can practice and then meditate. So wherever within that time, wherever your attention goes, it's okay. Just let it be, but consciously relax. And keep your mind pure. That's the main aim. Purifying the mind, and then when your mind is pure, your mind will be calm. With that calmness, it will gain clarity. Then you can do the Vipassana or the Vipassana, where you can practice the Yoniso Manasikara to see how your experiences are, the characteristic of it, and the nature. Anything else you all want to ask? Anyone else want to ask anything?
Silent.
You said you found that sutta, no?
Yes, Bhikshuni Mahansa. I did find a pota hambuna. So I scanned it. Shall I share it?
Yeah. So we can read that sutta for today, and you all can go home and contemplate on it. And make a chart.
Sorry, underline karla tiyanawa because the person who I borrowed the book from has underlined.
Come on.
Okay.
I will read, so pay attention and get hold of the book. And then there is 3 sets of things going. Like Buddha is saying, if you want to develop your mind, there is certain things that you need to do. So you can kind of draw it with arrows, going up and going down, then you will see the connections. Okay, let's start. So this is in Anguttara Nikaya, birth, old age, and death. If, O monks, 3 things were not to be found in the world, the Tathagata, the Arahat, the fully enlightened one, would not appear in the world, nor would the Dhamma and discipline proclaimed by him shed its light over the world. What are these 3 things? Birth, old age, and death. But since these 3 things are to be found in the world, The Tathagata appears in the world, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one, and the Dhamma and discipline proclaimed by him sheds its lights over the world. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon birth, old age, and death. What are these three? Greed, hatred, and delusion. Lobha, dosa, moha. Without abandoning these three things, one is unable to abandon birth, old age, and death. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon greed, hatred, and delusion. They are personality views, sakkaya ditthi. Skeptical doubt must be vicikiccha. And clinging to rules and vows, silabbata paramasa. So without abandoning sakkaya ditthi, vicikiccha, silabbata paramasa, you can't abandon this lobha, dosa, moha. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon sakkaya ditthi, vicikiccha, and silabbata paramasa. They are improper attention, pursuing wrong ways, and mental lassitude. Pali vachana tika mama danne naha. Without abandoning three things. Improper attention looks like ayoniso manasikara. And pursuing wrong ways. I don't know what the Pali term might be. And mental lassitude. Maybe like Tina Midda or like being lazy. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon this ayoniso manasikara, the pursuing of wrong ways, and mental lassitude. They are unmindfulness, lack of clear comprehension, and mental distraction. So here what unmindfulness means, asatiya. Sati sampajanna. Lack of clear comprehension means sati sampajanna. Mental distraction may be, I don't know the word, the Pali word, what the actual word in there. Maybe Uddachakukucha, I don't know. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon unmindfulness, lack of clear comprehension, and mental distraction. So I think it is sati sampajanya araganda bෑ ඒක වැඩෙන්නේ නෑ මෙන්න මේ තුන නැත්තා. They are disinterest in seeing noble ones, disinterest in listening to their teachings, and fault-finding mentality. කල්යාණ මිත්‍ර සේවනය, සද්ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වගේම මේ ඒවා නැත්තම් සහ එයාට fault-finding mentality එකක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒක තමයි බරපතලම ප්‍රශ්නේ. දැන් හැමෝගෙම වගේ තියෙන අන්න එහෙම ප්‍රශ්නයක්. නිතරම හැම දෙයකම පොසිටිව් දේ නෙමෙයි දකින්නේ, හොඳ නෙමෙයි දකින්නේ. හැම දෙයකම නරක දේ, වැරදි දේ, අතෑරිච්ච දේ, මග ඇරිච්ච දේ, කුණුම තමයි දකින්නේ. ඉතින් නිතරම මනස එතකොට වැඩෙන්නේ කාමච්ඡන්ද, ව්‍යාපාද, තීන මිද්ද. ඒක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ වෙන්නේ. sorry, එතකොට වැඩෙන්නේ කාම විතර්ක, ව්‍යාපාද විතර්ක, හිංසා විතර්ක. එතකොට what you get is all these chemicals in the brain and in the body, so it changes the mood. You will have all the hindrances. Kamachanda, Vyapada, Tina, Mitudha, Chukkuch, Vichikicha. Because of this fault-finding mind. This is why it's very important to learn how to get rid of this fault-finding mind. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon lack of interest in seeing noble ones, disinterest in listening to their teachings, and fault-finding mentality. They are restlessness, lack of restraint, and immorality. restlessness must be Uddachakukucha. I don't know what's a Pali term there, what they have translated as lack of restraint, sila, and immorality. Virtuous nattang, dusilwatna. Lack of restraint means sangwarakama nattang. Immoral means dusilwatna. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon restlessness, lack of self-control, and immorality. They are lack of faith, unfriendliness, and laziness. Lack of faith means saddha. Unfriendliness means maitriye opposite එක මොකද්ද දන්නේ පාලි වචනය, and laziness කම්මැලිකම. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon lack of faith, unfriendliness, and laziness. They are disrespect, stubbornness, and bad friendships. And I mean, බාලයෝ ආශ්‍රය කෙරුවොත් අපි මුරුදු නැතුව අපි stubborn වුණොත්, egoistic වුණොත්, මාන්නේ තිබුණොත්, ඒ මාන්නෙත් එක්ක තමයි මේ disrespect එකත් එන්නේ. මේ ඔක්කොම පටන් ගන්න bad friendship එකෙන්. And as you saw, a good example for the bad friendship was that the guy who was in Perth had associated with these people who had no wisdom. What they have offered to him as help is all the mithya drishtika deval tama. No one had helped him to guide him into the right, proper direction. The tamai katav. Without abandoning three things, one is unable to abandon this disrespect, stubbornness, and bad friendships. They are shamelessness, lack of moral dread, and negligence. Hiri, ottappa, and negligence. There is a person, monks, who is shameless, morally reckless, and negligent. Being negligent, he cannot abandon disrespect, stubbornness, and bad friendships. Having bad friendships, he cannot abandon lack of faith, unfriendliness, and laziness. Being lazy, he cannot abandon restlessness, lack of restraint, and immorality. Being immoral, he cannot abandon disinterest in seeing noble ones, disinterest in listening to their teachings, and a fault-finding mentality. Being a fault finder, he cannot abandon unmindfulness, lack of clear comprehension, and mental distraction. Having a distracted mind, he cannot abandon improper attention, the pursuit of wrong ways, and mental lassitude. With mental lassitude, he cannot abandon personality view, skeptical doubt, and clinging to rules and vows. Troubled by skeptical doubt, he cannot abandon greed, hatred, and delusion. And without giving up greed, hatred, and delusion, he cannot abandon birth, old age, and death. But by abandoning three things, one is able to abandon birth, old age, and death. What are these three? They are greed, hatred, delusion. By abandoning them, one is able to abandon birth, old age, and death. By abandoning three things, one is able to abandon greed, hatred, and delusion. They are personality view, skeptical doubt, and clinging to rules and vows. To be continued with the same sequence of terms as above, up to that point. By abandoning three things, one is able to abandon disrespect, stubbornness, and bad friendships. They are shamelessness, lack of moral dread, and negligence. There is a person, monks, who is conscientious, scrupulous, and diligent. Being diligent, he can abandon disrespect, stubbornness, and bad friendships. Having noble friends, he can abandon lack of faith, unfriendliness, and laziness. Being energetic, he can abandon restlessness, lack of restraint, and immorality. Being virtuous, he can abandon disinterest in seeing noble ones, disinterest in listening to their teachings, and a fault-finding mentality. Not being a fault finder, he can abandon unmindfulness, lack of clear comprehension, and mental distraction. Having an undistracted mind, he can abandon improper attention, pursuit of wrong ways, and mental lassitude. Being without mental lassitude, he can abandon personality with skeptical doubt and clinging to rules and vows. Being free from doubt, he can abandon greed, hatred, and delusion. Having abandoned greed, hatred, and delusion, he can abandon birth, old age, and death. Next time we will have this sutta side by side with the Pali one, so I can get the proper Pali words instead of me translating them without knowing what the original Pali word is. So next time we can go through it with the Pali term, and then I can go more deeper. But for now, you can have a exercise book, go and have one, and then write down properly how these each three affects one another. And how, if you work with these factors, how it can really help you all to fix your problems. So it will show you, it's a guideline to show where we are, and if things are not going in the proper direction, where we have gone wrong and what we can improve. So next time we'll have this on side by side with the Pali. So we can have the Pali terms. Neither.
Hey, Bhikshuni Hansa. But is there a, if you can tell me the Pali name? මොකද මේකත් පොතකින් හම්බුනේ, not from the internet.
I have no idea because I'm not into this internet thing. But as far as I know, it is on this Anguttara Nikaya, the chapter of tense. So now that you have seen the thing, go and research on the chapter of 10.
The Pali version, no? Right.
Birth, old age, and death. That's the name of this one. Birth means jati. Old age is jara, marana. So it should come as jati, jara, marana. And happiness and suffering. That's one of the sutras that's before that is this happiness and suffering. It's called Sukha Sutra. And there is another one called Nittagata Sutta. So it should be after that. And the sutra near there is also Avijja Sutra. So it's near there. Okay. කට්ටියට මොනවා හරි අහන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවද? So you have some homework to do. Okay, so study this sutta and write it down. Short note එකක් වගේ, then you will see the connections. Put arrows and it will really help you to figure out what's happening with you and how to improve. Because this path is a gradual path. Okay. So if you all don't have any questions,
Yes, Bhikshuni Mahansa. Prashna avilla naha. Maybe we can find it.
Rapid. Yeah. Because I have to go and visit a palliative care person. So, okay.
Thank you very much, Bhikshuni Mahansa, for your time. Most grateful to you, and I hope we will have more questions next week. Next week and week after. We'll take a little break and recommence on the 27th of February. Is that all right?
We have a break on the 13th and
20th.
Okay. 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 Then Teruvan Saranai. So much merit for joining today, and I hope that you all relaxed and learned a little bit from the sutta. And whatever the merits that we have gained today, let's share those merits with our departed teachers, family members, relatives, friends. If there's anyone who would like to partake in these merits, may they all partake in these merits. Also, let's share these merits with the Devas. May the Devas rejoice in these merits. And let's share these merits with all beings. May all beings benefit from these merits. And may they all find freedom from suffering and attain Nibbana as soon as possible. Also, let's make the aspiration that let us not find the association with the bad, and let us only find the association with the good and the wise until we attain Nibbana. Keep that aspiration in the mind. Also, let's aspire that may all these merits bring causes and conditions for us to develop our goodness and wisdom and be able to penetrate into the Four Noble Truths and to be able to attain Nibbana as soon as possible. Also would like to share the merits with Swahanipita and everyone who joined today and everyone who is supporting this program. May all of you and your family members, your parents, your teachers, your partners, your children, your grandchildren, your siblings, your friends, your relatives, may all of them also benefit from these merits. May all of you find good health and long life. And may all of you find success in all the good endeavors that you undertake, and may all of your good aspirations come true. And one fine day, may you all be able to penetrate into the Four Noble Truths and to attain Nibbana as soon as possible. May you all be well, comfortable, peaceful, and happy. Sukhi hotu. Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai, Bhikshuni Mahansa. Thank you very much.
Okay, Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.
Teruvan Saranai.